So, der Grund, dass wir ein Haus gebaut haben, war, dass
We built our house because I had a family with 3 children and we needed a home. At that time, in 1970, it was impossible to find anything, and so I decided to build myself a house.
irgendetwas aufzutreiben. Und so ist der Entschluss gekommen, dass wir ein Haus bauen. Und da wir vom Mauern her eigentlich keine Ahnung haben und das
We didn't know anything about bricklaying and had no knowledge about the materials or how to handle bricks, so we looked for an alternative and found Styrostones.
sind auf Styropor gekommen.
So, as you can see here, the basement level was built in a traditional way. At that time, we didn't know better. You can see in this picture that I'm doing the work myself.
Bei der Arbeit.
In the other picture, in the background, you can just see that the Styrostones have arrived. It filled a whole train wagon and needed 3 trucks to bring it to the construction site.
War alles in einem Waggon drin und musste mit 3 LKW-Zügen zur Baustelle gebracht werden. Damals gab es also noch keine Verschlussstücke.
At that time, we had no end pieces, lintels, etc. We had to improvise a little, but it all went well. And as one can see, after 10 months, we moved in.
Jetzt, nach 10 Monaten sind wir also eingezogen. Wir haben bei 230
We've recorded a heating oil consumption of 3,000 litres per year, and that's with a living surface area of 230 square metres, using a boiler with 1.8 kilowatts. Meanwhile, both my children have built too. My daughter built her house 15 years ago, also using Styrostones. And like I said, you can, unless you're really clumsy, do everything on your own for a price that's affordable.
Man kann, wenn man nicht wirklich ungeschickt ist, das alles selber machen und zu einem Preis, den man sich auch leisten kann.
Die Entscheidung für unser Hausbau ist eigentlich vor über 30 Jahren schon gefallen.
The decision on our construction method was made 30 years earlier. At that time, my father had built his house with Styrostones. My sister also built a house 15 years ago, also with Styrostones. And when we began to build our home 3 years ago, it was yet again with Styrostones. Our energy efficiency is so good that we only have to pay €800 yearly for our gas consumption for a house with a surface area of 160 square meters. 3 years ago, as I said, we started with the excavation for our basement, and our Christmas gift was that we could move in 3 days before Christmas Eve into a ready-made home. We did everything on our own, apart from the wood frame roof and the floor screed.
Vor 24 Jahren habe ich in einer Zeitung gelesen.
24 years ago, I read in the newspaper about a construction with Styrostones, and because I planned to build a house, the advantages were instantly obvious.
Die Vorteile gleich klar und habe daher dieses Haus hinter mir.
Therefore, I built this house behind me, and 15 years later, the house of my daughter nearby, both with Styrostones. I am completely convinced of the advantages and the ease of construction, and we all feel very comfortable in our houses.
Überzeugt von den Vorteilen und der leichten Bauweise, und wir fühlen uns alle insgesamt sehr wohl in dem Haus.
Mein Name ist Martin Stoll, ich bin der Sohn von Herrn Manfred Stoll.
My name is Martin Stoll. I'm the son of Mr. Manfred Stoll, and for me there was no other choice but to build with Styrostone, because we wanted to build an intelligent house, and the Styrostone system made it very simple to install all the different techniques into the house. For example, a central ventilation system, central vacuum cleaner system, ventilation with energy recovery, all together with a complete electrical bus system for the house. And, as I said, there is only the Styrostone construction system that can achieve this. My father built a Styrostone house more than 20 years ago. Thus, it's important to have small walls and thick insulation. And since I grew up in such a house, I didn't have to think twice to decide to build a Styrostone house. As you can see, we're still in the phase of setting up the main structure. That's why I can't show you much of the intelligent house, apart from the central vacuum cleaner system, which has been pre-installed. This was made simple by the Styrostone system because we could install all the pipes and ductwork during this stage of the house building. The same goes for the ventilation system. I'd like to invite you to come again and see me when our house is ready. Then we can show you what we've achieved. Because we wanted wooden weatherboarding for our house, we thought about how to do it the easiest way. With the Super R, you have thick insulation, and we came up with a solution using these nails from the roof tiling trade, which we only push through the insulation. I'll demonstrate it to you now. These will be gripped by the concrete afterwards and therefore give us the possibility to lay in the vertical wooden battens later, and we won't have to drill any holes in the concrete.